What's good, everybody? What's good? We recording. Okay, yeah, we recording. Man. Alright, so areas don't get bad out of nowhere. That's the title of this one. Let me just say this. A lot of, I don't know how to put it, but, what I'm realizing as I get older is me personally. If I were you, I just wouldn't put yourself in situations. The thing is, situations that happen, I just know my reactions would be just way different from a lot of other people's actions. So I'm just, in my opinion, these days, I try not to put myself in certain situations, just because I know my actions would be far different from other people's actions, and I just know this looking at the law. So I don't even know this, I just know this looking at the laws and looking at the things that happen and the laws being the way they are, and people still do certain actions that I just can't really see myself doing, because I know the consequences. If I was in that situation, I wouldn't do what other people have done and are doing. So, just in my opinion, just if the more you learn, just don't put yourself in situations where you're not going to act like the norm, because that should, I don't know, I just wouldn't, because you don't want to depend on something that's not yourself, especially the older you get. When you're younger, you don't really know, for one thing, and for another thing, people will take responsibility for you. But the older you get, just don't put yourself in those situations. Okay, so now getting on to the script. Areas don't get bad out of nowhere. So I was debating on whether to put MGTOW in the title of this video, but it's all good. I think you guys get the point by now, and I'm just not that's one of those examples. I was younger, so I put MGTOW in the title of the videos, but now that I have more experience and I'm older, I just realized there's not really a reason to put MGTOW in the vid. And then also, just because I've put it in the videos for so long, if you really want some of that content, you can go back to what I said previously, because, not gonna lie, those videos are actually more valid now than I even realized when I made them. So if you want that type of content, go back to those videos, but I'm not gonna necessarily put MGTOW in the titles anymore, because we don't need to. We don't need to anymore. I already have that database, I already have that backlog. So I don't have to anymore. And that's kind of part of the, to be honest, I wish I'd never had to do that. But I heard I don't even want to tell you guys the names of the people I talk to anymore, just because I realize our society is just getting that bad now. But people that I've talked to, what was now I even forgot what the person said. But I forgot what the person said. Yeah, I forgot what the person said. Dang, that person made a good point that I was talking to, but see, I have to even separate people's names. That's unfortunate, man. So our society is going down. But whatever, man. So let's just get on to the script. All my life, maybe not all of it, actually not all my life, because I remember when I was a baby, dude, that was chill times. And I'm trying to make these times as chill as possible too, which is why I go back to the beginning of the video and I said just don't put yourself in bad just situations where you wouldn't act as the norm. I wouldn't put yourself in situations that you wouldn't act as the norm. That, just understand that. So, for a large portion of my 26 years on this planet, I've wondered how certain areas get bad. So, for example, see, I don't even want to say I'm Nigerian, but like if you even feel confident enough in the concept of Nigeria to call that area of the planet Nigeria, personally, I'm getting less and less confident in the concept of Nigeria. To be honest, I'm getting less and less confident in the concept of America, even. But like that remains to be like, what did I even get born into? Is like, I know I was born on this landmass, but like that's the farthest gonna like I'm gonna go. But like in school and all the things they taught me about the history of the landmass, and it's just nice to be able to distinguish. And then we have a set of laws here which change all the time, and they're like, I don't. The law code gets more and more complex, and that's just, I don't know, we can talk about that in another video. But so if you are confident enough to call that area the planet Nigeria, which I don't know if I am, but it is what it is. So at least on my globe here, it does say Nigeria on that landmass. Like, it does say Nigeria there. And most of these countries are written in English. Like this says Russia, which, like, I don't know how many Russians call this place Russia. That says India, like that says Saudi Arabia, so it is what it is. That says Algeria, so it is what it is. But like like this is an English globe. I'll just like give you that. Like, let's see, like this says Mexico, and this says Spain. It is what it is. So moving on, I've always wondered how come I wasn't on the landmass they call Nigeria. Like, and I haven't even visited that area that many times. I've been there twice. So, but granted, I was in school for most of my life as well, and I was always busy. And my parents value school. At least they used to value school, but now even they're having second thoughts about school. Like, because school has changed a lot in the past generation or two. School from when they went to school and school from like how it is for me now. Like, school has changed in the past generation or two. But at any rate, I do live on this landmass called the United States of America. Who and who unite in the United States of America? No, I'm just kidding. But my parents said the government in their home country of like so-called Nigeria was bad. They said the government there was bad. And that was the explanation that I accepted for my entire life thus far. They said the government there was bad, and I was like, alright, the government there is bad, the government here must be good. Like, the government here must be good because we're here instead. So after doing my own research and traveling to that area of the globe called Nigeria as an older person just last year, I realized that yep, the government there is bad. We don't have to qualify that statement, the government there is bad. Like, go there yourself and like figure it out. The government there is bad, or read the history. Government there is bad. But then I started thinking about my own country, or like the landmass that I was born in, the landmass that I'm technically a native. Like, for better or for worse, it just is what it is. So the area where I live is not too bad. Like, I hate, these words aren't even good. I don't even like these words that much. Like, these words they're not even good's not the right word. These words don't capture like exactly what I want to say, but I'm just doing the best I can in terms of these words, man. Like, this is why, these tech nerds, the first thing they do oftentimes is they make a word processor. Like, that's the first thing they do. They make a word processor, and then they make like a spreadsheet application or some type of thing. That's the first thing these tech nerds do. They make like a word processing application, then they make like a spreadsheet application all the time. Like, that's always what they do. But that's just funny to me. But man, and that's like what I was like. See, I basically am like the film like basically reinventing the wheel with. That's why I don't even want to study tech anymore. But it just, you got to do something technically for work, man. Like that's so funny, but it's all good. But okay, so where was I? So the area where I live is apparently not too bad. At least it's not as bad as like that place they call Nigeria. But there are areas near me that are apparently quote unquote bad, like near me in terms of where I live. Like I live in California, I'll tell you that now. Like, see, I used to put the location in the videos, but I can't even like do that anymore because this place is worse than I like. This is like when I even first made this channel, I didn't know what was going on. So these days, I don't even want to put my location in the thing anymore. Like, that sucks, but it's all good. Like, it is what it is, dude. But yeah, man. So like even places that are near me, like where I live physically, places near me are apparently bad. Like, cause I grew up and people said that these places are bad. Like when I grew up, but come to realize I traveled to these places. I'm not gonna say where, cause like again, it is what it is. I'm not gonna say where, or exactly what I saw there. But like if we meet in person, I can show you if you're interested, but like I've gone to some of these places, let's just say that like that people said were bad. But as I continue to get older, one, I'm not nearly as scared of these places as I used. Technically, I never really was scared of these places. I was just wondering like why is that considered bad when it's like it's like not that far from like where I even like went to school at the time. I'm like, how is that supposed to be bad? Like, if I could literally drive there, how is it bad? But, like, so one thing I'm not as, like, I just don't believe in the terms they use to describe those places anymore. And then why is that? Because I realize that people who live there are not too much different from me as a human. But then the thing is, like, the stuff they do, like technically the leaders of like the Nigerian government, like we're all humans, but then I wouldn't be doing the things that they were part of. So like that's the thing. So as a human, it's probably all good, but like the role in society that you play, like it's probably not all good. So like and I've just learned that recently. Like it just is what it is. Because now I realize everybody's a human. Because when I was younger, I used to like look at these terms and like say, like think people are good or bad based on these terms. And then I got older, then I was like, okay, everybody's a human, so it's all good. But now I'm like older again, so now I'm like, okay, we're all human, but if you do that, I wouldn't do that. Like you find yourself in those situations, I don't find myself in those situations, and like I don't really want to find myself in those situations. So like you're not like we're just different. So I don't want to say good and bad anymore. Like it's just different. People are different, and we'll just leave it as people are different. So I realized that people, as a human, they're not too much different. They have different genes expressed. I'm not gonna get into that because like if you're in a stressful situation, like even me, like my genes expressed here talking to you on YouTube are different from the genes I expressed like last year or like 2 years ago. Like just it is what it is. Like I don't know like how to describe that. Your expressed gene, like if you're under stress, you express different genes. Like if you're like, I don't know, just if you're, I don't know, dude, you guys know. I don't even know, you know, so you tell me. But yeah, I'm not going to get into that. So that was the first thing. And two, I realized that places don't get bad overnight. The government doesn't get bad overnight. So maybe I'm biased due to my upbringing, or maybe due to being a Christian, or being spiritual, or whatever. But I don't really think humans are naturally bad to each other. I just like, and that's what makes an area bad, when humans are bad to each other. That's what makes an area bad, and I don't think that happens naturally. And like, so I wrote in the script, yeah, I'm tired and it's late and I'm gonna go to bed. And that's the video. So that's like what I wrote in the script. But yeah, man, basically, yeah, I don't know. The thing is, areas don't get bad overnight, and humans, I don't think, are naturally bad to each other. Yet we see ourselves like we're in the situations that we are, like across the planet, and it just is. And like this country seems to be going down. So that's all I know. That's what I know for now, and like I don't even. The more I learn, the more it makes sense, and like the less I want to talk about it as well. So, like that's why there's not just a bunch of videos discussing this in real time. I realize because people don't want to talk about this stuff. But like it just is what it is, dude. Like I said, just don't put yourself in situations like that you can't act as the norm. Like that's why I put MGTOW in half the videos, and I kind of want to do it again, but you guys just get the point. So I'd rather do something else more creative. But like, it is what it is, dude. I wouldn't put yourself in situations where you can't act as the norm, because like you just gotta find other situations to be in. I don't know how else to say it. I don't even really know why. It just that makes just way more sense to me now than it used to. Like I don't even really know why, because I always used to like that used to be the opposite of my thinking. Like not the exact opposite, but that used to be I used to think it didn't matter. But now it just matters way more to me now, and like not even because I want it to, like not even because that's my choice, but it's almost like by force. I realize that by force. So like I'm telling you that to you now because I just realized that by force, and it's still not even the way I want things to be necessarily, but I have to tell you that. So yeah, man. All right, that's the video, dude. Like tomorrow I'm probably gonna talk about the Trump indictment. Like yeah, man, fuck it. Like I'm gonna go to bed now though, because I can't talk about that in this one. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for patronizing the channel. This channel is moving up, but like, you know, like you gotta figure out something to do, man. Going back to my video a few days ago, gotta find something to motivate you. Like if you're watching this channel, it probably isn't school, probably isn't like anything, like just because like you realize like this place ain't like this territory, it's got to be something else, man. Like something probably relatively unconventional, but like unconventional for now because the norms change, man. But like if you can be the norm, like I just would try to find a different situation or try to create a different situation, man. So yeah, I'll leave it on that. Deuces, stay healthy. Gotta cut my nails again. Alright, peace out, guys.